Hello everyone, Basic Ollie here, hope you're all doing well and welcome back to another, as you can probably guess, GT Sport video. Today we are going to be tackling Daily Race B, Sardinia. So what I want to do in this video is actually do like a bit of an old school versus, the modern car. So I've jumped myself into the McLaren F1 1995 GTR. Really cool classic car, once had the world record for the highest top end. But in this, on Gran Turismo Sport, as we all know, BOP comes into effect, and there's no way this bad boy's reaching over 200 miles per hour. But it's very good in a straight line, and this circuit really benefits cars with high amounts of brake horsepower and good top end. So, fingers crossed, we'll be able to get this thing over the line. We'll get that P1. But it is a very difficult track to get right. This layout of Sardinia, slightly different to what I've raced beforehand. I think I've raced this the other way around, but this way it's very difficult to get right. There's so many tricky corners, especially the first two or three here. Really on the edge of your seat every time you go through that. It's unbelievably quick how fast you go. But so far we've made a really good start on this track. So we're only halfway through the lap now, but it's probably the most difficult section already over with. And we've got a nice little gap between us and the guy called Plus a Fix Penalty, cracking name. Clearly knows that the system here is not too good at the moment on Gran Turismo Sport, so shout out to him, and that's a very creative name. One thing you do have to know about the McLaren F1 is, even though it's very quick in a straight line, it's so good around the corners and really accelerates well out traction zones, is one major issue are the brakes. The brakes are terrible in this thing, and when I mean terrible, you have to brake a good maybe 2/10 earlier than what everyone else does. I know that sounds a bit crazy, but honestly, if you take those 2/10 and then put it into every braking corner, it makes a big difference. Maybe 2/10 a little bit dramatic, but you do really feel it, especially in the races here around Sardinia, because there are some big braking points. So we'll have to keep an eye out for that. As you can see, me and Please Fix Penalty, we seem to have dropped the rest of the field already. We're absolutely flying here. This first corner here, look, you have to be so brave. Look how close you get to the wall every time you go around there. Honestly, it's like you're playing, the lottery. It's crazy. I'm amazed how I haven't hit that yet. This first corner here as well, really difficult to get the power down coming out of that corner. Really slow traction zone there. So we've done well to get out of there. Here as well, you have to be so brave. You're so close to hitting the barrier every single time. But that Lamborghini is managing to keep up with me. But the McLaren is doing, is holding its own at the moment, which I'm really pleased with. Very close then to hit the wall. You have to watch out for that. So easy to do coming out of there. Now we go down the downhill section here. You can see the Lamborghini. I've not managed to drop it yet. Still on the back of me, still getting that slipstream. So I'll have to keep an eye on him. But I'm not worried about the guys behind him, because we have already dropped them. Just braking really hard here, getting into third gear, trying to find the middle of the apex, but you can't really see where you have to accelerate out, because the corner just doesn't seem to end. And then it just suddenly goes straight again, and you're like, bam, straight on it again. That's a lovely view, by the way. How good is that replay? I had to keep that in, because I was like, wow, that looks really good. Anyways, don't know why I'm blabbering about that, but yeah, we'll crack on. I think, is it Irishman? Northern Ireland? I apologise. I've completely butchered that already, I can already tell. I can already see the comments in the video already, but nevertheless, we're not here to talk about European flags. We're here to do some racing or lose a rear end ever so slightly there, and that is going to give that Lamborghini an opportunity, I reckon, as we managed to just get a few tenths away from him in that lap. But as we get back on the straights, as good as the top end is on this, the Lamborghini, as we all know, is exceedingly quick as well. And here we go through there once more. Look at that. Not as close as last time, but honestly, guys, it's just ridiculous. Braking just before the 100-meter board there, trying to get it tight as I possibly can. Smooth exit compared to the Lamborghini. That's where we're going to be gaining time on the chap behind us. We need to make sure our exits are nice and smooth. Look at that, and I just get way too close there. I hit the wall, and that is going to close the Lamborghini right up to the back of me. You can see him on the radar there. I'm going to have to go for an outside move here. There you go, try and defend it. Just about. He's going to stick on the outside here. Look at this. Really good racing. I just nudged him ever so slightly. I couldn't go anywhere else. I was, full lock. And yeah, we're side by side racing down the hill. But thankfully, the top end of this McLaren F1 is just enough to get me past. He does have the slipstream. So is he going to go for a move around this right-hander? So I'm going to go defensive. I'm going to stick to the inside here. Braking just as there's like a gap in the shadows. Keeping it as tight as I possibly can. because there's probably not a chance you'll be able to make a move around the outside. It's just not possible. You just lose way too much speed. So that was close, guys. Really, really close, but we're still in this race. So we're 3 laps in now, 3.5 laps in. We've got a few corners to go. We'll finish lap 3, and then we'll start our last lap. But can we hold on for the victory here? Really, really like this this layout of the track, I should say. Really, really good. It's just a shame that the power-dominated cars, like, they dominate this circuit. If you turn up here in like a Mitsubishi, Evo, anything like that, you're in big trouble. You've got no chance. But straight away, I can see the Lamborghini's right in the back of me. But thankfully, he's not gone for a move. So I went defensive. He's thought better of it. So I've gone over to the right-hand side. Again, look at this. Every time. It's just crazy, honestly. I'm amazed I've not hit that wall this week. I'm sure I will at some point. I'm sure I will, because I hit a wall earlier. But if you hit that first wall, my God, must be game over. I haven't been... I don't know if I've done any lower rated lobbies yet in here, but let me know in the comments, guys, if you're like a C or lower rated driver, what your lobbies are like for this race, because I imagine there's so many people that wipe themselves out going to that first corner. Now this is a talking point here, so I brake really late and I just didn't see him, and I turned into him there. He went for a dive bomb on the inside, but I didn't see him, and I get a 2-second penalty. So we'll just skip ahead. I serve that penalty. The guy in the Lamborghini goes past me, but unbelievably, honestly, amazing credit, big shout out to this guy. He lets me go through, which is amazing. And I've got to be frank with you, I think, if anything, that was my fault, because I didn't see him. He made the move, he was on the inside, and I turned into him. So a big shout out to him. He did say, he did apologise, but mate, you've got nothing to apologise for. I think that was all me. Very, very lucky to get the win in the end there. He probably deserved it. It wasn't until I looked back at the replay I realised, that was my fault. So I hold my hands up to that. I got lucky with that. But funnily enough, it was we got the victory. But yeah, just wait until you see what car I get for doing my 27 miles for my, so you get a car every time you do 27 miles. So you're going to skip ahead here, and you're going to see your boy got the Z4. So I thought, right, not going to end the video there. Let's jump in the Z4. Let's do another race. Let's jump in the Z4, and let's see if we can win. God knows how. Win in the Z4. So I think the Irishman's not in this one. So we've got a Spaniard behind us in the Toyota. Interesting choice. I don't know if that'd be any good or not. It is quite a high-powered car, but I don't know if the rear end would probably stick out a little bit too much for my liking. So I'm just going to zoom ahead a little bit just to get the start of the race underway. And there we go. Now you're going to just look at the speedo. This, honestly, it just felt so slow. I was just looking at the speedo whilst I was racing, thinking, is this all you've got, Z4? Like, is this everything you've got? I mean, you've got like over 500 brake horsepower. You only weigh 1,200 kilos. I was like, this is so slow. I felt like the dial just didn't want to move. It was just, it took an eternity. I was like amazed that no one actually overtook me. But the guy, I think it's a Dutchman there, in an Alfa Romeo 4C, very rare car to see in the Group 3 category. And he's managed to jump up to P2, and it's given me a little bit of a breathing space here, which is absolutely excellent, because that is exactly what I'm going to need in the Z4. But as you can probably tell from the replay, even though I gained a little bit of time, yeah, this, like I said, it's the opposite of the power circuit, this car. It needs, tight technical corners with like 0 power, and that is not what we've got here. We've got a few tight technical corners, but the rest of it is just pretty much all power. So straight away, that Alfa Romeo 4C, even though you'd expect the Z4 to be a little bit quicker in a straight line, it isn't. That Alfa is catching me up, especially with a slipstream. I'm finding it really, really difficult to defend from this guy. And to be fair, he's handling that Alfa Romeo 4C like an absolute champ. Got himself up to P2. He's chasing me down, and I was thinking to myself, please, please, where's the finish line already? I haven't even done one lap yet, and I'm thinking to myself, where the hell is that finish line? Once again, though, we seem to have broken away a little bit from the guys behind us, which is great to see. I'll get a nice exit here, which is absolutely vital, because that Alfa Romeo, once again, is going to be on the back of me. So I've gone over to the left. I just had a cheeky little look to see what he was doing. I looked again, but he didn't go for it. And we managed to go another lap, well, halfway through lap 2, and we're all good. But you can see so close to me on the radar now. But there's an incident that happens, and I just want your guys' opinion on this once more. So I'm going to slow it down here. So I'm on the inside. Again, I'm turning as far left as I can. He turns into me ever so slightly, and unfortunately, it just drops him back a little bit. And then I just kind of go wide, and then we're going to be fighting into this next corner. So it's going to be a battle of who's the bravest on the brakes. And as you can see here, he brakes really late, and he managed to hang it around the outside, but it was an absolutely superb move, really, really good. But I felt for him here. He got a 1 second penalty. I mean, that's harsh. That's harsh. He did a really good move. He did turn into me a little bit, but it's not worthy of a 1 second penalty, guys. And thankfully, I do manage to cross the line and get a P1 in the meme machine, that is the BMW Z4, which is absolutely awesome. But once again, riding my luck in this one, guys. Riding my luck. So, yeah, fingers crossed. We won't have to ride on our luck next time for the next video. But really hope you enjoyed that, guys. If you did, please leave a like. Subscribe if you are new around here, and I'll catch you for the next one. Take care. Ta-da.